All right. What up, party people? Today we're talking 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days. A quick recap, rant, all the good things. Season 7, episode 15, Call of the Wild. Was it really so wild? Honestly, it was a little boring. But let's see what you guys think about it and let's get into it.
I want a happy ending, tired of pretending. Won't let them get the best of me. Whoa, 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 give me a break. The game is survival. Give me a break and claim my arrival.
All right, you guys, I am Erica. Welcome to my channel. We're getting caught up on 90 Day Fiancé, all things today. So I'm going to do this quick video before the episode tonight, and then I will do a recap of tonight's episode on Monday, and then we're going to be hitting it hard because it'll also be 90 Day Last Resort. All right, let's get into it. Because this episode was honestly a little dry, but I wanted to get it out since I took the time to get some cute little photos. So let's start off with the couple that is in let me move a little bit out their way, that is in the thumbnail, Brian and Ingrid. I'm going to have to change this because the purple on purple, that's not a thing. Okay, you guys, Brian has dinner with Ingrid. I do have some photos here. Let's see. Here we go. All right. So before Brian has dinner with Ingrid, he has a call with his sister. So as you know, Brian is getting ready to leave Brazil. So they've gone to a different town, not the town where Ingrid lives. I forgot the name of the town, but if you can remind me in the comments, feel free to do so. Anyway, he calls his sister and he's like, okay, she came on this last few days of a trip with me, but she won't even stay in the apartment with me. Now, she could have slept on the couch or something, but she's like, no, I'm 25. I'm still fine. You can pay for me to have my own hotel room. And that's exactly what he did because he is old and he's trying to get like someone half his age. But that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Even the disabled got to get it in too. So as we know, she barely wants to kiss him. She definitely didn't want him going down on her. And overall, she can hardly stand and push the wheelchair. She feels like it's doing too much. So I think she does want to go to America, but I guess not as badly as someone like, say, Michael. I don't know, but she don't want USA citizenship badly enough to fake it till she gets here. So Brian is talking to his sister like, okay, she's in another hotel. I'm in the apartment. She won't let me kiss her. She barely lets me touch her. She talks about pushing my wheelchair as like she's my mama. She ain't my mama. She got upset because he used to sell drugs. She got upset because he was married several times. And, this is her way of saying, I don't really know if I like America enough and I don't like you. That is what she is sort of saying. And he's finally, after all these episodes, which I think we're on episode, I don't know what episode this is, episode 15. So in 14 weeks, now he's figured out like, okay, maybe she really don't like me like that. Although he is really cute with her kids, or I guess I've only seen one son. Did I miss the other kids? Because they say kids, but let me know in the comments. Anyway, you guys, so the sister is like, well, you need to have a good talk with her and see what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay. So they end up going to dinner. And so she's trying to play it off. She is like, Ingrid shot out for being the best gaslighter ever. So Ingrid is like, yeah, I've really enjoyed our time here. Things have really been going great. All of this in Portuguese, which I love that he's fluent in Portuguese. So he gets extra brownie points for that. And basically he's like, I find it strange, because you don't want to be in the same apartment with me. We're in a whole different city and you still say you need space, but we're not even in the same place. So how much space? She's basically like, look, don't call me or text me. I just need a break. Okay. I'm leaving in 2 days, right? Yeah, I know. Yeah, she knows. She knows. She's like, look, you're old and disabled and you're lucky I'm seen in public with you. That is basically Ingrid's attitude until finally Brian says what we all know to be true. I think you're just using me for a green card to get to the US. She gets offended and storms off and says, what does he think? I'm a prostitute? No, he does not think you're prostitutes because prostitutes actually have sex for money. And you won't even let him kiss you, let alone touch you. So he doesn't think that for sure. He just thinks that you want to be an American citizen, but not bad enough apparently to do the work to get there. All right, you guys, let me know your thoughts. On to our next couple. All right, let's get them on here. Let's see. We're doing Vanja. Okay, where is Vanja? Did I not do one of them? Okay, so Vanja, as we know, Vanja and Borgia. Let me see. Let me add Vanya's thing. Vanja and Borgia, she basically flew all the way over there and he gave her, at least he was honest, and he told her early in the trip, um, I'm not that into you. But he probably just was ashamed because we all saw that he was living at home with his mama and his auntie and didn't have no job. So, Vanja, you definitely dodged a bullet, girl. So, you should be grateful. But of course, it was very devastating to spend all that money. And then the person is like, not only am I not that into you, yeah, I'm going to tell the whole world and our friends that you are just, that you're just kind of like we just cool. We're we're not even in a relationship or anything like that. I'm trying to find let me see. Here we go, you guys. I'm trying to find their photos. So one guy she meets or one guy picks her up at the one guy picks her up at a bar or something, but he's in a open relationship. Here we go. Let me get them on the screen. And so that doesn't work. And so she's basically about to come home, which is probably, I don't know if that's good or bad. So, all right, here we go. Let's get them on the screen. Okay, so here's Vanja. And I always thought we called him Borgia, but I've always called him Bozo. What did you all call him? Okay, so Vanja and question mark. So she's been on the website trying to meet new people. So she meets this guy. I don't remember his name. I'm not sure if he's going to become permanent, but they really connect. So on their first date, they go like kayaking and she's like, "Oh, this is super fun." And then once they get out, he like gives her a hug and then they're hugging and she's like, "Oh, this is so great." And they even start kissing there and he has a good body. He looks Borgia was actually cute, but this guy is also attractive, and he keeps talking about how attracted he is to Vanja. So there's definitely very much chemistry there. They're kissing. They're doing a lot. I would say I'm not one to bust slob on a first date, but when you haven't had a first date in a long time, who's to say? You know what I'm saying? When the feeling is right, the feeling is right. So at the end of the date, was going so great. Vanja invites him up to her place. And so then they have this makeout session. I was praying and hoping, girl, do not give up the goods on the first date. Don't nobody want to be in Croatia looking like a 304. Nobody. Okay. So luckily, I think he does leave, or at least that's the way they played it for the cameras. We find out that he is actually the foster parent of a 1-year-old son, I believe, which is really, really nice. Not the most usual, but very, very nice and very endearing. And now all of a sudden she's playing coy, like, I don't know. Could I be a stepmother? Could I not? I'm like, girl. She's like, how's he gonna visit me in America? Okay, I forgot. Is he a trainer or something? Do he got money to be flying to America, girl? And if he does, then he just needs a ticket and you all just get a babysitter. I mean, Anyway, they have a lot of good chemistry and who's to say? I'm surprised Vanja is still on the show, but she's moving on and now it's like a singles dating thing in terms of her portion of the episode. All right, moving on to our next couple. Okay, Faith and creepy Loren. I do not know why Loren is just so weird and unauthentic to me. He definitely just gives me creeper vibes. So, as we know, in the last episode, Faith finally is halfway coming around, even though he embarrassed her in front of her friends at the drag show. Faith, I know it's a struggle being I forgot what they call them, whatever boys in the Philippines. But girl, you can do better. You can do better. Okay, he's a creep and he just wants to get out of the US because over here he's broke and nobody would give him the time of day. Faith wants to come to America, but she's, this is her first boyfriend, so bless her heart. She keeps trying to give him chance after chance after chance, and every episode he creeps me out more than last. In this episode, he's like, I did not flirt with the drag queen. Although, I mean, I don't know, depending on what you do at a drag show, it could be considered flirting. Then we come to find out, no, it's not that he flirted with a drag queen. He's outside some young girl, which I am presuming means under the age of 18, which is how it was looking, told her friends that she thought he was cute, which was a lie. She thought you were white and maybe had money, but okay, we'll go with cute. And then he puts his hand on her neck and is like, "No, you're too young for me. I'm with Faith. Why are you touching somebody's daughter out there in those streets? I don't understand." Um, I don't know. But anyway, Faith is sort of confused. Is she gonna give him a chance? Can he get over it? And he's like, can't you get beyond this? Because I'm trying to come to the Philippines because I'm basically homeless in Las Vegas. So that's pretty much all that happened with them. Have faith, and you can find somebody better. Okay. That's all I have for Faith today. But hopefully tonight she'll be moving on to bigger and brighter things because Loren is just creepy. Okay. All right. Let's go on to Joe and Magda. So now Joe, they're actually both very attractive, but also both equally crazy. So Magda is like, she too, very much like Ingrid, is like, I'm cute, I'm fine, I'm not giving up no booty no time soon. You need to marry me, get me to America, get me set up, and then I'll let you tap that behind and give you a baby. So I'll have that baby paycheck and be straight. So they decide now he I guess has never seen a farmer's market before. I don't know. I think they have farmers markets in Florida. I think that's where he is, originally from New Jersey. But he's so enamored of the stands that have vegetables. Okay, Joey. But anyway, he's going to make her dinner that night. And so he's shopping for dinner and he buys all these things. He ends up buying like 2 kilos or 2 pounds or whatever of potatoes, a whole bunch of potatoes, only to make pasta. Did anyone else notice that? Like, what happened to the potatoes? I have no idea. But he's here shopping with her. And then, let me go back. I guess that's all we have on this. Basically, he makes her a very, looks like it was tasty pasta dinner. And he starts questioning her about, well, how long were you dating that guy before you moved to Germany? And, what happened to this relationship? And basically, he's like, okay, we need to take our time before we actually get married. He's like, we need to take our time before we actually get married. And she loses it again. What? He's changing everything he told me. I thought I was your one and only, all this other stuff. And it's like, Magda, okay, she's just looking for a ticket out of Poland, which I don't know. It looks fabulous. And I love pierogies. I mean, girl, if so I don't know. She's just trying to get out. So there does seem to be something a little up with her. And although they make a very cute couple, they're both equally attractive, yada, yada, yada. But for some reason, she is desperate to get out of Poland by any means necessary, but also like Ingrid, does not want to go badly enough to give it up. So he's still kind of like, you want me to move you to the USA and marry you and we ain't never had sex? And that answer would be yes. That's exactly what she is requiring and she wants. And yeah, he's not quite feeling it. So that is them right there. And they kind of replaced Chitty and I forgot the crazy girl, the chicken lady. They replaced that couple, which the other couple was crazy, but honestly, to me, a bit more interesting. But we'll see. Maybe Joey and Magda. Now Magda has a really small apartment with a Doberman and a cat. So I get shut out to the pet owners because I got a dog. Who doesn't love pets? Okay, but she's still and I'm like, what are you gonna do with your dog? Are they coming with you to America? Did they go with you to Germany for 3 months? Like so many things, so many questions, Magda. But Joey and then Joey has even told her that he's still like ace boon coons with his ex-girlfriend, but really it's not relevant because he's probably not gonna bring her back to the US. At least that's how it's looking so far. All right, let's move on to our next couple, which would be Sunny and Vea. All right, let's move on. So, Sunny finally, and this picture pretty much sums up what happened with them in this episode. Sunny apologizes to Rory for going off on him the last time they were all together, and he's just jealous. He's trying to, make it right. And Vea's happy that we're all getting along. They go on a safari and they see like giraffes and zebras and stuff, and it's very cute. Everyone is kind of getting along. And then Rory is like, well, when's she gonna meet your family? Like, Rory, can't you just get on your flight and go back home? Like, really, why are you asking questions? You shouldn't even be involved. Okay. We don't really all know why your crazy ass is here. So why are you asking all these questions? So then Sunny has to get off like, well, if you meet them, I'm Muslim. Could you cover up your tattoos? Vea is like, hell to the nah. And you want me to change who I am for my parents? It's like, yeah, if you want my parents to like you, you're gonna need to change for that dinner. Like, I don't know where the drama is. Luckily, though, since Rory started the mess, he finished the mess and he sided with Sunny on this one. And I was like, yeah, Vea, I don't think that that's too little to ask. And so she agrees to cover up her tattoos. And tonight she will be meeting his dad. And it looks like his dad is not going to be that into her based on the previews. But we'll be back to talk about it, folks. Let me know how you guys feel about Sunny and Vea. I don't know. This is another couple where I'm just like not that into it, but basically. We'll see what's happening now that he's okay with Rory and Rory's leaving, which is the key. We'll get down to the nitty gritty about what's between them. All right, you guys. So our last couple of the evening is Niles and Matilda. Yes, yes, yes. Niles and Matilda. Okay. So in the end, in this episode, Niles has agreed to marry Matilda. I don't know how those people in Ghana have bamboozled my fave autistic Niles into deciding to marry her, but they have convinced him to do it. So he's going to marry Matilda the next day. They agree that he didn't have to pay for the full party for all those extra people like she wanted him to. And also the issue was he ain't got enough money. So he's gonna have to borrow money from his, stand-in daddy, Mr. Is it Ark? Let me know in the comments if you remember his stand-in father. So he calls home to let them know, to see, kind of keep them in the loop so they don't find out that he gets married, like watching the episode with us, I gather. And so his parents, we can't hear them. So not only do they not want to be filmed, they don't even want to be heard. They don't want to be a party of this at all. They're like, we're going to continue to go to work and to church as if we're not related. Okay. So they say, hell to the nah, nah, nah. She's using you for your money. And we know you are autistic, but we taught you better, is basically what his parents say. And it's kind of sad because Niles just wants them to wish him the best and be happy for him, but they're not. And it is a little quick, Niles. And although I like Niles and Matilda a lot, I can see where he seems like they kind of took advantage of, they kind of pressured him into it. But so far, he seems okay with it. And he's, assuming he can borrow the money. We'll find out tonight if he's able to borrow the money. And if he can borrow the money, then I don't know. Maybe they'll get married tonight. We'll see. All right, you guys, that was all the couples for this show. I will be coming back later or tomorrow with the episode that's airing tonight. And then I will be doing later on this evening 90 Day Fiancé Last Resort. So we can totally be caught up, people. So like, comment, subscribe. Thanks so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for sticking with me. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things. And I will see you guys in the next video. Ciao for now, folks. Bye.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Fuck this shit, I'm out.